Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about the upcoming iOS 27. Now, we have a lot of reports and a lot of leaks regarding this new update, which of course is coming on its first beta in June at WWDC 2026, and it looks like it will be a really interesting update, and in my opinion it will be more popular than iOS 26. Now, before we get into the video and we talk all about this update, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos, you find them helpful, and you want to see more of them, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now, first off, let's talk about devices. Now, here we have a list that was posted on X by the Apple Design on X, which is a really great account if you want to be updated with the latest like news regarding iPhones and iOS and all that stuff. Go ahead and follow them on X. And here we have a list of the devices that could be supported by the new iOS 27. Now, as you can see right here, of course, at the top will be the new iPhone 17 series. We have all the newer iPhones right here on the left. On the right, you can see the iPhone 14 series, the iPhone 13 series, including the iPhone mini, of course, the iPhone 13, 13 Pro, and 13 Pro Max. And then we have right here the iPhone 12 series and the iPhone SE 3rd generation, being the oldest iPhone that is actually rumored to be supported by the new iOS 27. Again, this list is not confirmed, but it looks like these will be the devices that might be basically supported and be able to update to the new iOS 27. And I also don't expect a lot of changes on the list here of the supported devices, because this won't be one of those updates where everything changes like iOS 26. It will mostly be an update that will bring a ton of stability and a ton of improvements to the new iOS 27. Now let's go ahead and talk about those and what to expect from this update. Now, the reason I said at the beginning that iOS 27 will most likely be way more popular than iOS 26 is that iOS 26 is currently installed only on a small number of devices. I believe basically the percentage was like 18% of devices on iOS 26, which is actually horrible. Most of the devices are still on iOS 18. And I know a lot of people are doing that because they're afraid of this new software with all the changes. A lot of people don't actually like the new look, but also they have a lot of concerns regarding the stability and the performance of iOS 26, even though it hasn't actually been that bad at all. But here comes iOS 27, and the main focus, according to Mark Gurman from Bloomberg, is the focus on quality, performance, and bug fixes. According to him, this will be a Snow Leopard style update. If you had a device, a Mac, and you updated to the Snow Leopard update, you know that that was a great update, probably the best Mac update ever, because it brings a ton of stability and ton of optimization to Macs, and that made it basically the best Mac update ever, and most users actually loved that update. And this looks like what will be on iOS 27 as well. Now, of course, there will be a ton of new features and changes as always, but don't expect anything drastic and a big change like we saw on iOS 26 with the liquid glass and all the new features. But expect way more stability, way better performance, and everything should be very polished, and of course making hopefully iOS 26 look much nicer than it currently is. Now, of course, we have also reports regarding new features that are coming to iOS 27. One of them will be a new Photos app, which will have improved collections and shared collections. Those are a few things that we know that have been found on the code and most likely are coming with the new iOS 27. Another thing will be a totally new pairing system for AirPods. Again, this also has been reported coming to iOS 27. Hopefully with that, we're getting also a new way to update the AirPods, because it's really annoying trying to update the AirPods. You basically have to just wait, and you don't know whether they are updating or not. And iOS 27 is also expected to expand the AI capabilities of the iPhone. Now, rumors are mentioning like a more animated Siri interface, and also the launch of Apple Health Plus. That's another thing coming to iOS 27, but expect a lot of improvements in AI, which actually might start as early as 26.4. We have been actually waiting for a new Siri to come out. That didn't happen until now, and it looks like it might just finally happen with iOS 26.4. And as you probably know by now, Apple now is working with Google. So basically what we're getting here, Gemini is replacing Siri. That's what will happen with your device, most likely on iOS 26.4. But if they can't make it, then expect that to be part of the new iOS 27. Now, we know that we're also getting a few new emojis with iOS 27. That's something, of course, that happens always. So expect quite a few new emojis to come to your device with the new iOS 27, which again will be a really important update, and hopefully will fix a ton of things that basically iOS users have been asking and have been actually complaining for years now. So what's happening next? When can we expect this update? What to expect from Apple with the next updates? Well, let's start here from the beginning. Well, this week, the closest to us, maybe iOS 26.3 beta 3 most likely will happen today. And then during the week, you can expect iOS 26.2.1 to be released. Now, this update has been spotted on the web. They're testing it internally and will be released very soon. Now, this has happened even before. I believe it was 26.1.1, which was tested, was spotted on the web, but never released. But we'll have to wait and see for that. The next, then, of course, will be the first after the release, of course, of iOS 26.3 to the public, which most likely will happen the first week of February. Then during that week, or maybe earlier the next week, on the week of the 9th of February, you can expect the first beta of iOS 26.4, which will most likely be the biggest update to iOS 26, bringing a ton of features and most likely the new Siri as well, which again we have been waiting since iOS 18. Then after that, of course, we'll have the normal updates. iOS 18.4 gets released to the public, then we get the iOS 26.5 beta, and then right here in June we will most likely get the first beta of iOS 27 on June the 8th. That's the day that I'm expecting Apple to do this. Usually they will do this on the second week of June. Of course, it always happens on the Monday, so expect that to happen on June the 8th. Then, of course, follow with the public release of iOS 27, which just by looking at the calendar, I can expect it to happen sometime right here in the middle of September as usual, most likely September the 14th. So that's basically it for this video, guys. iOS 27 looks like it will be a really important update for users and for Apple in general, because as you can see, the adoption of iOS 26 has actually been really low, and this upcoming update might be the one that we have been expecting for years, and it should be a great update overall, and hopefully they will also pack some cool new features for our iPhones. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.